Welcome to the TheGeeksAttic. I'm live. Did not expect to do this. I had other plans tonight, but here I am, live now. I have a lot of stuff that I needed to record, stuff that I was going to record, stuff that I still might record tonight. But someone left a comment saying, "Hey, what happened to the live? What happened to the live videos?" Well, here I am. I thought we could go over just a couple of things that are happening in the world right now. We've got so much going on, guys. It's just unbelievable. You thought that 2020 was a bad year. Like, oh, could it actually get any worse? Yes, it can. A friend of mine once said back last year, he says, "Is it going to be a bad year, or is this the beginning of a bad decade?" I told him, "You better stop." And I think he's right, though. I think he's onto something. I think it's going to be a pretty bad decade. Now, I don't expect anybody to show up here right now because didn't announce this. Just happened. But if you guys are watching and you want to drop a comment somewhere, I'll read it, ask some questions, talk about it, get your thoughts on the things that are going on in the world right now. Right now, there's a lot going on with the social media on Twitter. Of course, Facebook too, probably blowing up, but I really don't do much on the Facebook. At least, it's all dabbling in Star Wars stuff on Facebook, not getting into having a bunch of friends and family that I talk to on there, getting fights with. It's just the fellow Star Wars people, the occasional Ghostbusters person. But other than that, yeah, Twitter's always just it's a minefield. So much nonsense going on over there. And of course, Into the Dark came out. I think that was this week or this last week. It was last week. Into the Dark, Star Wars: The High Republic. Into the Dark came out last week. Posted my review on the day before the release day, or the release day. Can't remember. But yeah, this is available now everywhere books are sold. It was an awful book. I hated it. It's the first YA novel in the High Republic, and I couldn't stand it. So bad. Usually you get Claudia Gray, you expect something magical. Think she's going to write some great characters, going to get a cool story. Nope. Nothing. Garbage. Villains were talking plants. If you've seen that movie, what was it? The Little Shop of Horrors? Well, no need to read this book. Awful. If anybody has questions about Into the Dark, feel free to ask, and if I remember the answers to those questions, I'll let you know. But yeah, moving on to the next thing here. I've been watching it WandaVision on Disney Plus. I thought it was pretty fun. It's decent. I've never really been a huge fan of all the Marvel stuff, but I dabble in it every now and then. I think it's okay. I was doing the watch-alongs here on the channel. We did a lot of the oh, hey, Matt Wilkins shows up. I'm just here to see the beautiful face. Well, thank you. Beautiful face. Yeah. Just talking about how horrible one of the High Republic books is, and how hey Adam, how's it going? Bryant VRM is here. And the WandaVision, cool show. But now that we've got some drama going on with Disney Plus, I don't know what to do with this situation, because I wanted confirmation. Gina Carano, who plays Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, has been said to have been fired, let go by Lucasfilm, Disney, which is nonsense. I mean, here you think that they were going to save Star Wars with The Mandalorian. You get some cool actress like Gina Carano, who plays Cara Dune. It was awesome. Now they're going to fire her because she offended somebody. So stupid. Come on, guys. People are pathetic. Let's just be honest here. People are so offended over everything. I think it's ridiculous. It's stupid. People need to pull their panties out of their rear end and just enjoy what you have, okay? They got mad at her because she didn't put, pronouns in her Twitter profile. Why? Why do we need to know that? Clearly, she's a lady. That's not confusing. And then people get mad because she posts something about how the Jews were treated back in the days of the Holocaust. Okay, she never. I didn't see anything comparing anything to the way she's treated. All I see is, hey, back then neighbors were attacking each other, and then people said, "Oh, well, you're an idiot. That's not true," and then called for her to be fired. So they just proved her point. So much nonsense going on. It's very frustrating. It's stressful. It's dumb. And so if she truly is fired, what do we do? What do we do? Cardinal Copia, what's next is no more Disney anything. Done with it all after this. Yeah, see, that's the thing is, yeah, Cardinal also says beep boop bop. That's what she put in her pronoun section. It's so stupid. I'm not. I'll never do that. You know that's coming to applications and whatever is when you have to fill it out. It's gonna do the pronoun thing. I always like to select other anyway, just to throw everybody off. Matt, because I'm wondering who pulled the trigger. You hear about John Favreau not reporting to KK or Kathleen Kennedy, but people saying Kathleen Kennedy fired her. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. Nobody from Lucasfilm has verified. Gina has not verified. It's just some report that came out from IO9, I believe. So, I mean, who knows? What it'd be funny if it came out and the Lucasfilm was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, what this fight's going on, but it's not true. That's what I'm hoping would happen because Mandalorian's been awesome. The main actor of that, he's annoying. I mean, nobody's calling for the firing or discipline of people like Mark Hamill or Pedro Pascal. When you look at their Twitter feed, it's a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of rude comments from them. They like to blow up on people, blow up on politicians. It's it's stupid. I'm irritated with it. My wife's irritated with it. We talked about it. We are talking about canceling Disney Plus because, I mean, why support it? People want to say, "Oh, what's the difference between canceling Disney Plus and canceling Gina?" Well, it's turning off the TV. I'm not going to pay for your service anymore versus ruining someone's life. That's what these people want. They want to get her fired and then to never work in this town again. It's ridiculous. I hate it so much. People are such babies. Matt says, "Hey, Adam, call Gina and ask her." We'll wait. Yes, Adam, please call. Call her up. Find out what the truth is. We need to know. We need to know. But hey, you know what? If this is really true, I really want to call it quits with the Star Wars canon. I don't want to support it. I don't want to support the hypocrisy of, well, someone that's clearly has conservative views gets the can, while other people like Pedro, who's posted some stupid Twitter picture of kids in a cage. Turns out that those kids were not from America. They're Palestinians, and they were waiting in line at some soup kitchen back in 2010, and he tried to make it seem like it was under Trump, like, oh, look, we're putting kids in cages. Nope, it was verified that was not the case. Hey, Quality Autism, how's it going? Welcome to America Stream. Bunch of nonsense. So yes, Star Wars canon. Do I want to drop it? Yeah, I think so. The books, yeah, maybe. A lot of you guys have known if you've been watching for a long time. I've always been on the fence about, I kind of want to stop reading the new canon stuff. Kind of want to stop it. They keep doing stuff that just makes me irritated, that I don't really think that I should be reading. It's like, why do I want to read this stuff in a Star Wars book? And the bad books are cringeworthy, okay? The bad books in the expanded universe are silly, and it's like, that's horrible. That's going to haunt my dreams, but it's not cringy, disgusting. We don't have books full of periods, okay? It's bad. The new canon stuff is just not that great. Of course, there's been some good things. I've said as much. My High Republic, Light of the Jedi. I love that book. That was great. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to do, you guys. I'm currently reading. I got a Kindle now, by the way. Love this thing. Awesome. Very cool. I've always been against the digital readers, but now that I have this, I've been addicted to it. Like, I got many books already digitally, and I just put them on there. If I have them on paperback, I can still rent them from a library. It's just very convenient. I don't have to wake up the wife if I want to read at night. No lamp. It's all on here, and it's easy on the eyes. It doesn't have a big, bright, flashy screen in my face. So, highly recommend the Kindle Fire. The Paperwhite is what I have. Um, but yeah, I've got a copy of Alphabet Squadron Book 3, Victory's Price by Alexander Freed. That might be the last Star Wars canon book that I review. Seriously, I'm serious this time. It's driven me to that point where it's like, if you're gonna cut people's voices off, then I don't want to support your product. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna keep saying that over and over and over again. And Quality Autism says yes. Then you can finally focus on Legends. Exactly. And Bryant says that he'll get right on that, calling up Gina. Yes, let us know what she says. So I would love to be able to spend more time with the expanded universe, because I still need to finish The Approaching Storm, which I was making some progress, and then Alphabet Squadron showed up. So, which is a pretty long book. It's long. I can't talk about it just yet, but might be the very last canon book that I talk about on here. Also got the Paper Movies book for this month, Batman, 1989 Batman. I love that one. And I also have Whisper Down the Lane. This is a horror novel by Clay McLeod Chapman. I started it, made it to like chapter 2 before Alphabet Squadron shows up, which is like coming out March 2nd. So you got to finish that. This comes out in April sometime. So I've got some time to finish Alphabet Squadron Book 3, Batman, and then get back to The Approaching Storm before reading Whisper Down the Lane. So, yay. But then we get to that question about, again, with Disney Plus. Do we cancel it? I would like to. After what they did with Gina, don't want to support it. But they get you hooked, though, with the, hey, we're dropping shows weekly, one episode at a time, so you can't just binge a show and then make a break for it. Nope. They have to do this right in the middle of WandaVision, which I've been enjoying, but I don't enjoy it that much to where I will have to just I'll have to hold on to my subscription. I can bail out, and I probably will cancel my subscription tomorrow. I was really hoping for some confirmation, though, before I canceled it, just to make sure 100% that they did fire her. And if they do bring her back, then I'll seriously think about getting that subscription back. Because I want to see the Willow show that they have planned. There's a lot of these Marvel shows they have planned, but the Willow, I want to see Willow. I like that movie. Luna says, some of the best situations and or characters from the current Star Wars canon were brought from the Star Wars Legends. This new canon has not been the best thing ever. No, it has not. There's been some okay things, some good things, but mostly it's a bunch of trash. Sorry, passion fruit LaCroix, not the best. The wife loves it, but yeah, not a sponsor. Sorry. It's not really that funny. The Star Wars High Republic comic books, 3 of them have been released. When I read them and I thought, not bad, but I could do without it. I'm not hooked on it, so I could drop the comics. But it is tough, though, when you build up your collection of something and then the company just pisses you off to where you don't want to have it anymore. And you've got, I've got almost 3 entire shelves of the Star Wars stuff, all in hardcover, all that first print, first edition crap in hardcover right there in his bookshelf. That one. And it sucks because it's like, well, what do I do with it? What do I do with it if I'm going to just stop while they're still publishing books, and as you got Thrawn book, that trilogy from Timothy Zahn still, then you get into that whole debate. It's like, well, maybe I'll hold out and just pick up the next 2 Thrawn books that come out so I can finish the trilogy that way. I don't know. It's rough. I know a lot of people here like the Star Wars canon reviews. That's the biggest hits on my my YouTube. So I don't know. I have several Star Wars Expanded Universe book reviews up. Not really that popular for some reason. Everybody goes to the canon crap. Cardinal says, I had been enjoying WandaVision as well, but I deleted Disney Plus this morning, not looking back. They've crossed a line that I can't excuse away or make an apology for. The mouse has gotten my last shilling. Yeah, I get it. I'm curious, Cardinal, do you get to, when you canceled it, did it cancel it right away, or do you get to finish off your like billing period? Because I saw somebody had said that it's like, oh, I canceled it this morning and it goes away on like the 20th. So I'm just curious. And if you still have the subscription, I understand not going back and watching anything else. But yeah, it's all a bunch of stupid nonsense. Everybody with their cancel, like, oh, let's cancel this because I disagree with them. It's dumb. A lot of people know my views. You've been here for a long time. I get into it sometimes in my reviews and in my live streams and sometimes on the social media stuff. The whole thing that happened with the Capitol, remember that? When all these hipsters started to storm into it and they're like, oh my God, that's an insurgency. We're going to die. No, a real insurgency would have lasted more than 3 hours and people would have been armed. Okay. Such silly nonsense. This is probably going to get flagged, right? Talking about political stuff. But I watched live on Twitter when Donald Trump gave his little, hey, everybody, go home. Do not be violent. Be peaceful. I watched it live on Twitter, and I had computers with live streams of different news services going on, and nobody reported on that speech when it came out. Nobody. 10 to 15 minutes later, they said, oh, he released something on Twitter, and then it was pulled off of Twitter. That pisses me off. So the silencing, and now we've got the companies doing it again, which we had, people want to bring up James Gunn, right? They said, oh, he was fired for his pedophilia remarks and racist remarks on Twitter, but then he was rehired, like, a month later? It's stupid. Let's see, Joshua Wilson. Well, I'll enjoy this video before your channel gets deleted. Thank you. Quality Autism. Have you heard that they are changing the book size and only going to do trade paperbacks instead of mass markets going forward? Yeah, that was, I think they made that comment earlier this month. Del Rey, I guess it's just going to be for the new Star Wars canon. I sent a tweet. I don't know how to say it. Tweeted at them. I sent a tweet to them asking them, like, hey, is this going to happen just for the Star Wars canon books? Is it for the expanded universe books as well? Everything at Del Rey? And I would like to read you the response. I should have had this prepped. Thank you, Quali, for reminding about this thing. So I want to go to my profile and see if I can find that reply from them, just so I could, be accurate. I got to scroll down past all of the political rants that happened. And yeah, I made some comments that I deleted for sure. And people they want to push your buttons and you want to say stuff. And it's hard sometimes to not say something, because why do they get to say what they want to say and we can't? Okay, so I sent a tweet to Del Rey Star Wars. I said, will the Legends Banner books be reprinted in the new larger paperback format? Just canon? All Del Rey books? And the Star Wars Del Rey account replied, the newest books, Chaos Rising, Light of the Jedi, etc., are our initial focus, but we'd expect other titles eventually to move that to that new paperback format. Which ones, the timing of all that, we couldn't say. Rest assured, if and when the plans like that come together, we'll share them. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to be purchasing any of those books. In fact, I've purchased maybe 4 books total in the new canon stuff. So that's kind of really cool and crazy when you really think about it. Cardinal, I don't have the app anymore. They can keep the spare weeks. Filthy Animals, Light of the Jedi was a very enjoyable story. Yeah, it's a bummer when this kind of thing happens, you know. And I just saw that the short story that they put in their Insider magazine, part two, I guess, is available. But I mean, I bought the magazine for the first short story, and I thought, like, was that really worth $10? I never went back and read anything in the issue. It all seems really dull. Um, it's like they're still talking about Darth Maul stuff, and it's like, come on, guys, just bored. I go through my feeds, Facebook, Twitter, and constantly. A lot of people have. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, if you do this, nothing wrong with it. People have like a Star Wars character as their profile picture, and it's like, I don't know. I think it's silly. I'm just use your real face or find something different. I mean, quality. You have a goofy picture. That one that works. I back you up on that one. But the other people just always have like a stormtrooper and their name is like, I'm Commander Rex 42. And you're like, oh, come on. Stop. Um, but whatever. They can do what they want. I don't care. I'm not going to cancel those people. Um, man, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I get tired of it. Also on Instagram, all the Star Wars toys, people, just all the pictures, constantly Star Wars toys, Star Wars toys. I'm like, oh man, I'm just getting so sick and tired of it. That love-hate relationship, you know? Love Star Wars, hate Star Wars, all of it. Uh, Carnal, I also wanted Jedi Pirate Cade Skywalker on screen. Disney killed that hope and dream. Yeah, well, they killed a lot of things. A lot of stuff is really disappointing. I was very disappointed with the sequel trilogy. Um, I've actually never sat down and watched the entire sequel trilogy like back to back. Watching episodes 1 through 6, did that all the time. I did that a lot. But since the sequel trilogy came out, I was just kind of like, nope, I don't think I can do that. Even if it's like, oh, I wanted to watch 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, don't want to. It's dull. And they were using the Mandalorian to try to fill in gaps, but now, screw it. I mean, what were they going to do with that Rangers of the Republic, right? That was supposed to be a show starring Gina Carano, I think. Nope, not anymore. Just so weird to me. So weird. They had shows too on the Disney Plus about like, oh, behind the scenes, everybody loved Gina Carano. They're like, oh, she's awesome. She's great to work with. We love her here. And then now they just want to fire her because she had an opinion, because she didn't want to put she, her, I don't know, whatever it is that people put as these pronoun things. So silly. So silly. Is anybody else tired of just the way things are going right now? Is it ever going to get better? Will it? Because I don't think it will. I honestly don't. Which, you know what? I thought this was one of the coolest figures. This Mandalorian carbon paint one. I don't want that on the shelf anymore. Should have sold that one when I sold some of these figures. It's highly annoying. I've got a bunch of new novelizations here that I was going to sit down tonight and shoot a little haul. I've got, man, 11 books. So that's, well, 2 videos. I was excited. I wanted to film that tonight. And it's great. It's great because they're like, almost all of them are from Bryant VRN. So that's cool. Thank you, Adam. Let's see here. Small time. Hey, small time. The cancel culture thing makes no sense. It gains Disney no fans, only causes them to lose a good amount of them. Yeah. And here's the funny thing, too. I don't know if you guys saw this. Apparently, they released numbers today. We're doing so well. We have 95 million subscribers, something like that. Convenient timing on releasing those numbers, isn't it? How about you release those numbers next weekend or next month? Better yet, next month, whenever that cycle carries over to where they had all the drop-offs. Because I'm sure a lot of people said they were going to drop off and don't, but there's also the people that are going to follow through on their word. Cardinal, I'm going to do it too. because I haven't had a time today. But I will tomorrow, maybe later tonight. Quality autism. Didn't Disney keep Amber Heard employed even after the evidence against her? I don't know. I don't even know who Amber Heard is. I know isn't she Johnny Depp's ex or something? Like throw a bottle at his face. I don't know. Josh Boykin. I can't really fathom watching the sequels back to back. Oftentimes, I see bits and pieces or clips. Just not interested in those stories. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Josh. Yeah, there's so much stuff that they could have done with the sequels that they didn't. Like you just tell that they gave up in episode 9. It's like, well, we were going this direction, and they went that direction, and now we're just gonna let's just do whatever. Silly. Again with the silly nonsense. I keep saying that. There's some reviews that I never got around to do. I might just do like real quick, crappy videos of some of the Star Wars books that I got that are like source books. I don't know what to do with them all. I don't want to sell them for $1 each. That'd be silly. I'll have to think about it. Really gonna have to think about it. I'm trying to think of what else I could talk. I switched up I moved the bass over there and put the finished Strat right here. I started mixing it up a little bit. Maybe each month put up a different guitar. I've got 8. I've got 8 that I could swap around. Let's see. Bryant VRM, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you as well for all the books. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Adam. Bryant VRM is going to have a nice novelization book haul coming up pretty soon. He's got a tease for it. Also posted some stuff in the novelization Paper Movies Novelization Book Club Facebook group. Luna says, do you think Light of the Jedi is really a good Star Wars story, or maybe because it wasn't a complete disaster? There's a lot of new canon books. It's considered an acceptable story. I thought the story was fine. I thought it was good. It was different. The characters, to me, a lot of people are saying, oh, the characters just sound so boring and dull. Honestly, I thought the characters were the best part. They were different. People were trying to say that Avar Chris was, oh, she's that social justice, like, oh, you have to put in the female lead character. She really wasn't a lead character, kind of like a supporting character. A lot of the Jedi were really cool and interesting. Good story. I mean, I think that they really did tease it wrong. They kept saying, oh, it's this new threat that the Jedi are so terrified of. No, that wasn't true. There was a crazy event that happened, which a lot of people were confused and kind of like, okay, this cancel culture me, I guess. 9/11, remember? The planes flew into the towers and chaos. It's just kind of like that. Everybody was just thrown into this chaos with this massive destruction. And you're like, oh, well, crap. Did not expect that to happen. It's like that. And then you get all the Jedi just like, okay, well, let's figure this out. And then, they kind of do. Villains were good. Josh says, Light of the Jedi was a good book. I do like Charles Soule's writing style, and I think that he does have a good understanding of Star Wars most of the time. Yeah, he did a great job of writing the book, too. I know he has a thing up right now where you can go to his website and order a signed book plate, even have him like do a little drawing, like a little doodle on that. Only $10. Yeah, I ordered that, and then the chaos erupted last night with the whole Disney thing. Josh also says, I will say that while the Nile as a whole are kind of bland bikers, Martian Rowe is an interesting villain, and I do want to know what his deal is. Yeah, I know. He was very interesting. The whole thing with them was very interesting. They are very complex villains, unlike what we got in Into the Dark by Claudia Gray with the what are they called? Drenier. I can't remember what they were called exactly, but they were just big talking plants. And I think it even it said like, oh, they use they have an accent of like old basic, and you're like, okay, so like, what is it? It would be like Old English, a bunch of plants speaking Old English. Stupid. Like, oh, fresh meat. I just kept thinking of that. Feed me, Seymour. They're like, feed me. It's just so stupid. Very dry tonight. Thirsty. But yeah, this whole thing with the Gina Carano, the Disney, just throws a big, what is it, a wrench in the situation. So did the stories. They get all these stories that just came out. Yeah, very disappointing. See, Josh, I just finished Into the Dark audiobook yesterday. The Drin gear were weird, and all the characters, even the adult Jedi, had the YA angst, which is a bit upsetting. Yeah, not Claudia Gray's best. I know it was just it seemed like was she sleeping while she was writing this book? It felt like she was bored writing it. She's like, okay, I'll just write this. Oh, I'm so tired of writing. Can I be done? And like the Dring, what was it you said they were called? The Dringir are like threatening the Wreath Silas, who's like the main character. They're making threats at him. He's like, "Oh, cool, you're talking plants. Are you from here? Are you from the space station?" And it's like, "Oh, come on, this is awful." And like the whole plan that they had. Um, Little spoilers here for Into the Dark, but I'm sure if you guys are here, you don't really care. It's like they have this plan to go fix the things that they kind of screwed up on this space station that they're on, and it leads to nothing. They don't do anything. They don't save anything. They just kind of screw it up even more. It's so silly. Quality Autism says he. Good thing is that you know how. How could? Sorry, hold on. Oh, I could possibly get to the new Jedi Order before you're 80. Very true. Very yes. Positive way to look at it. Because that would suck to get to be an old man in my 50s and 60s to before I get to around this point somewhere in the Star Wars expanded universe. Which I'm going to have to reread the New Republic era stuff that I already did read. I'm going to have to reread it. For the Gina stuff, I don't agree with everything she says, as I have different views, but living in a free society means being able to say what you want, even if it may be weird or stupid. Agreed. Agreed. Hey, Mr. Geek, great to see you live. Did I miss your take on Gina Carano? Well, we're just talking like it's nonsense. I hate the cancel culture. Everybody, if you want to say something, you have the right to say it. Pedro Pascal, Mark Hamill have said some very vile things in the past. They didn't even get a slap on the wrist. It's okay for, if you have one political view to say whatever it is that you want. If you have something to say against it, or goes against the norm, I guess you could say, if you want to float upriver instead of with it, you're going to get yelled at. You're going to be like, well, that person's an idiot because they're not just going with the stream. They're going against it. Let people do what they want, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. Because the truth is, like I've heard this used by some facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. We don't. It doesn't matter what you say. You can hurt people's feelings. People say I read crap in these Star Wars books that I find offensive, but I'm not sitting here going, "Wah, I'm gonna sue Star Wars for making me read this crap." No, I'm gonna be like, "Oh man, that sucked. I didn't want to. I didn't want to read about female periods. I don't want to read about what is it? How old is Padme? 14 years old. Why am I reading about a 14-year-old female's period bloody sheets in a Star Wars book? That's weird. We don't need to read that stuff, but we do." Oh gosh. Quality Autism says Crystal Star reread. That book I will not reread. Oh gosh. Sorry, I already saw this one. Let's see. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. I respect an honest opinion. Well, thank you. Small time big tech and Disney are run by feelings, not facts. Yes, and that's the problem with society today. Is a lot of people base everything on emotion, even like the whole political, whatever political side you're on. Go off of don't go off of feelings. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It gets weird with like, well, I don't like. People are like, oh, legitimately think that Gina is a Nazi because she said, oh, did you know that back in the day, neighbors actually beat up their Jewish neighbors, and people want to accuse her of being a Nazi and saying, oh, she needs to be kicked out of Star Wars. Get a life. Get a freaking life. Here's the funny thing. I'll read this first. Okay. Cardinal says, I like you, Josh. If we all had that kind of conviction, more people would be able to unify. Probably why stuff like this keeps happening. Very true. Very true. And Josh, thank you for joining. I think you've popped in here once before. Sometimes it's hard to remember everybody's names when they've been in here, but yeah, I'm glad you're posting, making your comments. And here we like to have peace and be nice and get along. Real unity, not that fake stuff that you hear in social media or in government where it's like, we're going to unify or we're going to fire you. Where was I going to go with the empire? Everybody wants to talk about, oh, what is the empire? Well, it was a government that wanted to have complete control over the people. Okay, what happened to the Jedi? They were killed off by the empire. So that means lightsabers were gone because they collected your light. If you were a Jedi, they collected. If they didn't, they killed you. Then they took your lightsaber and they burned it in a big tank, right? Isn't that what they did in one of the Star Wars comics? So your government would be taking away your right to protect yourself. They'd have complete control of everybody. That is an empire, okay? People said, well, our last president was trying to be empirical. He wants to be the empire. He wants to be an emperor. No, we still had our guns, still working. We don't rely on the government for things. The rebels, they wanted their freedom. They got their hands on some guns to take out their government. Because you just imagine if the government was the only people that had firearms. I talked about this a bit in one of my Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view short story reviews where we talked about some of this stuff. But Josh says, haha, I try to be open-minded. I'm glad to be here. I was in a live stream or two before. My whole belief is that clear communication can solve most issues. Agreed. At least most social issues, as long as no one is threatening violence or hurting anyone seriously in any way. Yes, there you go. Yes, we can great conversations. I've got kids screaming in the background. Sorry, they need to be in bed, but no school this week because the temperatures are down in the insane, it's 19 degrees outside right now. 18, sorry. And it's supposed to get down even colder. That's insane. 8 degrees on Monday. Looking forward to that. And now these days, they don't let kids go to school when it's too cold. So, yeah, my 6-year-old has been home for 2 weeks now. Last week, there was someone that had COVID in the classroom, and then like, oh, everybody go home. So they had to come home, and then he went to school one day this week, and like, oh, it's too cold. Everybody stay home. So, yeah. Now him and his little brother are fighting. So, great, fun, great live streaming, guys. Keeping it real. So, whatever's everybody else, what are you guys in the comments say? What are you guys reading? What are you guys going to be reading now? Books are you currently reading? And what do you want to read next? Like, I'm really looking forward to finishing Batman. Was another book that I'm reading, Alphabet Squadron. Can't really talk about it. Can't talk about it. I'll just do this. So far, just got it a couple days ago, and I can't put it down. Alexander Freed is a great writer. He really is. And of course, the first Alphabet Squadron book I did not like. I thought it was awful, boring, ugh. And then when I read the book 2, I was like, wow, okay, redemption. Now I've got book 3. I think after The Approaching Storm, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing through the Star Wars books in that timeline. Because there's another fantasy book that I want to read in the Lacanis trilogy. I read book 1, A Shadow of What Was Lost. And the next one is An Echo of Things to Come. I want to read that one, but it's really long, and it's going to take me a long time to get through. But then again, The first book was really long too, and I plowed right through that. And I know Quality Autism, you were reading or you're going to read book one. Did you get a chance to read it yet? And if you did, what are your thoughts? Brian VRM, Light of the Jedi and the Phantom Menace just finished Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters 1 and 2 in March and April, which, by the way, I have a giveaway going right now. Sorry, Quality. It's U.S. residents only. If you want to go over to TheGeeksAttic.com and scroll down to the paper movies section, I think it's like close to the top. I have a giveaway going on right now where you just click a couple buttons, put your email in there, and it's just all for the giveaway, so I could let you be notified if you win or not. The winner, I think, is going to be called this weekend on Sunday night or Monday, and the prize is the Ghostbusters novelization. It's got books 1 and 2, which I have a copy of it right here. Ghostbusters novelization 1 and 2. So, yeah, go over there, Joshua Wilson and Josh Boykin in small time. Anybody else who I can call by name, go over there. If you live in the U.S., Cardinal, put your name in for that. Let's see. Star Wars Timeline. Currently reading X-Wing Rogue Squadron, first book, a series I've been putting off on a site for a long time. Have you checked it out? No, I haven't. X-Wing series right there. Been wanting to read those as well. I know somebody else here in the comment section that is getting the X-Wing books. It'd be fun to like read the entire series and have a good conversation with some people with that. They don't have those in audiobook format. Does anybody know if they have the audiobooks unabridged of the X-Wing series? That'd be a nice way to get through that pretty fast, because that's a lot of books. I mean, what is it, like 9? I think. I don't know. And then there's like X-Wing Mercy Kill, which is way later on in the timeline. And I'm not sure if that's actually part of these X-Wing books or not. I don't know if that's supposed to be part of the same series or if it's just a different story completely. Quality Autism. I'm going to reread some more Star Wars. Planet of Twilight is next. Why? Why Planet of Twilight? What is Planet of Twilight? Didn't I read that one? Was that the crappy one that I read? I forget sometimes. No, that's New Republic era, right? Then you can finally read Crystal Star again. Oh gosh, why would you put yourself through such misery, Noah? Joshua Wilson, I'm revisiting some stuff. I'm revisiting Harry Potter books, and then I'm going to revisit the Hunger Games books. After that, I'm going to take a break from fiction with some biographies and theology. Great, nice, awesome. Yeah, there's a review that I've been needing to do. I've been putting off for a long time. That is the ESV Study Bible. Speaking of theology, yeah, really thick Bible. I like the ESV, the English Standard Version translation. I've been saying for months that I'm going to review that, and I promise you it will come. Bryant VRM, also reading Godzilla 2014. Nice. Also about to read Indiana Jones novels as well as 007 novels. That's awesome. Bryant VRM, Adam, which one are you looking forward to most, 007 or the Indiana Jones? Quality Autism, haven't read Shadow of What Was Lost yet, but going to read it next month. Good, good. I would like to do a live stream. You can come on, we can talk some Shadow of What Was Lost. Bryant VRM, oh yeah, also about the Start Dinosaur Lords. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, me and Adam, we met up and went to Barnes & Noble, and we saw Dinosaur Lords, and we kept talking about getting the book, and he caved first, and he has Dinosaur Lords. It's a trilogy. Luna says, currently reading H.P. Lovecraft. Cool. Now, he has a lot of books. Are you reading like a collection or something? H.P. Lovecraft. What else? He wrote, didn't he? Something, he did Cthulhu, right? That was his big creature god thing. I'm trying to think of something else H.P. Lovecraft that was interesting that I always wondered, was it the Necronomicon? Did he do that? Luna, do you know if he did the Necronomicon book? Cardinal says Ready Player 2. I can't read this, guys. Simulacra and Simulation, and The Dancing Sorcerer. Okay, so Ready Player 2, that's that Ready Player 1 sequel. The second thing, no idea what that is, and The Dancing Sorcerer sounds like a fantasy. Small time, I've been reading Star Wars Republic 1998 comics. I'm only 6 issues in, and it's 83 issues, so I've got a long way to go. Yes, you do. Wow, 83. Jeez. Star Wars Timeline, I'll check my audio collection right now on X-Wings. Sweet. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Quality Autism, X-Wing book. X-Wing is 10 books, and yes, Mercy Kill counts. It just brings in new characters. Okay. And that's like, isn't that one of like 2 or 3 Expanded Universe books that was not released in hardcover? Hey, Hurtado, even a month later, it's worth saying I just finished Light of the Jedi, and it was awesome. Awesome. Hey, thanks. I recognize your name. You've been here before. Glad you liked it. Brian VRM, thanks for the extra copy of Rogue Squadron, Matthew. No problem. I don't even know why I had another copy. Currently reading H.P. Lovecraft and Rogue One novelization from Luna. See, I enjoyed the Rogue One novelization by Alexander Freed. Did a great job. I thought that was cooler than the film. Of course, nothing beats that Vader hallway scene, in my opinion. But, yeah. Brian VRM, the X-Wing books do have audiobooks, but I think they're all abridged. Okay. Well, that would suck. Don't want those abridged books. I need some Waru love. That's why. Ew. No. Just go eat some Jell-O. Hurtado, I'm reading the Legends New Republic era for the first time. Is the Crystal Star worth reading just for laughs or not even close? Don't put yourself through that hell. Okay? You can if you want to. You can live with that PTSD. Haunt your dreams. Or you might be like Quality Autism and love it. Crystal Star. I'm interested. Star Wars Timeline. Have you read the Crystal Star? I want to know. Cardinal, nice. I got a boxed Penguin collection of Ian Fleming's books. Cool. Cool. I just have one. No, I have like 3 in 007 books. I don't know what I did with them. Where did I put those books? I think I showed them on a live stream already. I put them away somewhere else. I kept one of them out, Casino Royale, because I'm going to read that one soon. I'm going to try to get around to that sometime this year. Brian Vieram, you're looking forward to reading Indiana Jones first. Okay. I know there was one book that you recently picked up. You shared it with me. I looked it up, and I found it. They have it on Amazon. You can still purchase it new. It's the zombie one, and apparently it was awful. And it's like a tie-in to the Crystal. What is that? See, I don't know my Indiana Jones that well. The last movie they did. It's like it ties into it, I guess. Hey, Star Wars Timeline. Yes, I've got the entire set of X-Wing audiobooks, MP3 format. Not sure if it's abridged. We'll touch base if you want those. Okay, yeah. Brian VRM, he just said that they were abridged, which is a bummer because I know that those are the abridged stuff cuts a lot of stuff out. But I guess if you just want to get the gist of the story fast, might be worth it. But I really want to dive into it. You know what I mean? Cardinal says the Battle of Scarif was the greatest Star Wars action on screen I've seen to this day. Yeah. Some good stuff. Rogue One. I loved Rogue One. That's the best Star Wars film of the sequel. Well, I shouldn't say sequel era because it takes place before Episode 4. This era of Star Wars, the filmmaking was Rogue One, in my opinion. Quality Autism says, read Crystal Star for the laughs. It's the room of the Star Wars franchise. Because the room was like that awful, watch it for, miserable experiences, I guess. I never watched The Room, but I've watched a lot of things about it. I want to watch it, though. Joshua Wilson says, there's some torrent sites that have unabridged copies of the X-Wing series, but I don't know how official they are or if it's safe to download. Yeah, I don't do that. I downloaded a movie once Back in the day, like in college, my roommates were like, "Oh, we're download all this music and movies," and I was like, "It seems wrong, but I'll just do one." I downloaded a movie, then I got a notification, like an email from the MPAA. Scary how they got my email address from the MPAA, and my parents' house got a letter from the FBI. Yeah, very scary. So I wiped that computer, and I think I actually just broke it up and just threw it in the trash. Very scary. Not making that up either. MK Kennedy says, keep being impartial in your views. You're the best. The other reviewers are bot or hater. There's no impartiality in YouTube anymore. It's all political. P.S. Gina KO was self-inflicted. Hey, thank you. Yeah, the other big, the other big time, the big time guys. Sometimes it's hard to trust some opinions. When they tend to always just go with what's the popular thing. It's like, oh, this book is a #1 seller, so let's say that we like it too. Nope. You guys thought I was going to like Into the Dark. I thought I was going to like Into the Dark. I thought it was going to be Claudia Gray's best novel yet, or YA novel yet, and this is a pile of trash. I don't like saying that. Just like I said, it was like, oh man, this hurts my feelings to give this book by this author such a bad review. Let's see. Caleb Richardson says, I'm currently reading Heir to the Empire for the first time, along with listening to the new Canon Thrawn audiobook. It's a nice contrast. Thrawn at the peak of his imperial career and at the beginning. Yeah, Heir to the Empire. Okay, for some reason in my mind, I thought I read Heir to the Jedi, and I thought, wow, you must be suffering quite a bit. But yeah, Heir to the Empire. I remember that one. I really wasn't too impressed when I read the Thrawn trilogy. Now, that could be blasphemous to say. But yeah, when I read Star Wars from the very beginning, I started off with Death Troopers, fell in love with it, and I can't remember the next book that I read. I think it was the Thrawn trilogy, and I was like, it's okay. But, you know, love it or hate it, I got them all. Star Wars Timeline LOL, you guys will laugh. From what I recall, I loved the Crystal Star, Darksaber, Children of the Jedi. At the time, my English was poor, and they made a great impression. Oh gosh, that is pretty funny. Hey, you know, everybody has different tastes. That's the beauty of it too. You know, I could be one of those channels that says, well, you know what, you like the Crystal Star, then you guys are not allowed to watch my videos anymore. Dag nabbit. No, I'm kidding. But I can't believe you like the Crystal Star. Maybe I do need to reread it. You know what? You know what I will read? When I get my Crystal Star copy out, I'll be sure to pick out the copy that is Witchfire. That'll be the copy that I read. And some of you will get that. Luna says, yes, Lovecraft wrote the Necronomicon, but we never get to know what the content of the books are. He created the story behind the origins of the Necronomicon and what happens with whoever reads it. Okay. I always found that fascinating. Like, of course, I only know about the Necronomicon from the Army of Darkness. Love that movie, which I guess they mentioned that also was before an Evil Dead Part 1, right? Didn't they mention the Necronomicon? That was the whole book, was that. And then when I found Necronomicon in the bookstore, I was like, what? It's like a real book? Thought it was pretty neat, but never purchased it. Brian VRM, Indiana Jones and the Army of the Dead. Yes, that's the one that I've heard is awful. Madam Chad, howdy. Howdy. We're talking about what we're reading, what we plan on reading. So, Mad, what are you reading? And what would you like to read? I'll tell you a book I'm excited about. I know Bryant VRM, he's excited about it too. And that is the Kong versus Godzilla novelization. That's coming out in April, apparently now. So that's good news. Can't wait to get that, dive into it. Joshua Wilson, I was sent a link to the torrent site by a friend because he heard me asking about X-Wing audiobooks but didn't download. Really wanted to, but it just looks way too sketchy. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Don't do that. Like I felt guilty after I downloaded the movie that I did, and then you know what is funny? It was Iron Man. That was the movie that I downloaded, and then that instant email that popped up, and I was like, "What is this?" MPAA, and then my dad called me like the next, like within 2 days. He's like, "Why are you downloading a movie?" I'm like, "How do you know?" He's like, "Well, I got this letter here from the FBI." Okay, never gonna do that again. Um, but all my other friends, everybody else that always downloaded the stuff, never got anything like that. It was just me. Probably because I knew better. I knew better. And I didn't listen to my instincts. Follow my gut. Do the right thing. Um, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I got this Kindle. I think it's incredible. I've always thought they were dumb, but it holds so many books. And there's some books that you can't really find anywhere to buy it physically, but they're available digitally for cheaper. Well, for cheap. And I purchased a couple that I want to get to soon. I don't think I'll reveal what those are. Yeah, I will, because I probably won't get around to reading them this year. Uh, the novelization to Wishmaster and the novelization to The Reanimator. I got those books from Amazon for the Kindle. Um, you know, those old stupid 80s, maybe 70s horror movies. Mama Chad, currently reading Championship Fighting by Jack Dempsey. I'm trying to get back into fighting again. Planning on boxing after college. Wow. Wow. Okay. Do it. So I've heard that the boxer has like the most difficult, complicated workout, or the best one for you. And I think it's a lot of jump rope, right? Do a lot of jump roping. I've got a jump rope. I do that occasionally. A lot of fun. It's very winded though when I can jump over it like 30 times, maybe 50. I don't know. I lose track, and then I hurt myself. Brian says, "Heck yeah, just pre-ordered Godzilla versus Kong today." Well, there you go. See, and you don't have to feel, guys. Off subject with the Kong versus Godzilla thing, but it reminds me of pre-ordering that Titan Books is releasing the short stories of the Star Wars Expanded Universe. It's gonna be Titan Books. So, um, yeah, not Del Rey. So I guess you could feel a little bit better about buying that, but it's still, Star Wars paycheck. I'm sure a lot of people already did pre-order it, and that's something that we've been wanting for a long time. So, it's small time. Now we just need a Rocky-like montage of Matthew training to fight Waru. I need to jump on that. Yeah, I need to jump on that. That'd be funny. I want to do more of those fun, stupid videos. I know I said that in my last vlog video where I had a clone of myself show up in the beginning. Didn't intend that to happen until after I finished the video. After, like, during the part when I was like, man, I want to do more fun sketch things on my videos. And then I was like, all right, bye. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a crazy intro. I was proud of that intro. I like it. I don't think enough people saw it. I'm going to try to do more stuff like that. It's fun. It'd be fun to do like a little horror short to release in October. Always wanted to do that. Never got around to it. Mama Chad, as for what I want to read, I want to reread those old kids series called Kingdom Keepers and Bionicle. I still have my copies of KK, but my copies of Bionicle are completely gone. The Bionicle, isn't that like a kind of like a Lego type thing? Mama Chad, and yeah, training to be a boxer is intense, but I want to try. I mean, hey, do it, man. Do it. Get yourself into shape. Get that fighting thing out of your system, I guess. I don't know. Get you one of those punching bags. I never thought about boxing ever. Not even really like a fan of boxing movies either. I know Rocky was okay. Saw it one time. But hey, speaking of Sylvester Stallone, wife and I, we bought all of the Rambo movies. We have one more, the last one that came out. We haven't watched that one yet, but we watched all the other ones. The other four. I'm gonna have to say my favorite one is number one, first one. It was Rambo First Blood. I like that one. The other ones were fine. The one that was from like 2008 or so. I remember hearing about it and people complaining about it, but I thought it was fine. It worked. All of them worked. So yeah, finally got around to watching Rambo because it was the first time I'd seen it. So now I got to watch. I guess Rocky 2, don't I? I need to rewatch Rocky, then Rocky 2, and then what? 3, 4, 5. Is there 6? Then they changed the name to something else, Creed, I guess. But whatever. That's it, I guess. Can't think of anything else. You know what? I'm gonna put it to a vote right now. It shows I still have some folks in here. I was gonna say, never mind. I'm just gonna shoot a video. I want to sign out, you guys. I'm gonna do what I intended tonight. Shoot a couple other videos. That way I can release them for you to see. I hope to see you guys next week on a live stream. There's some things I need to figure out with the whole Star Wars nonsense. We'll go ahead and see. Madam Chat answered, yeah, Bionicle was a Lego theme during the 2000s. It has so much lore that rivals toy-like Transformers with its lore. Okay, that's cool. Josh says, peace out, man. Have a good night. Hey, Josh, you too. Thanks for stopping by. Joshua, good night, man. Good night to you. Small time. See you, man. Yep, guys, have a great night. Hopefully I'll see you live next week. If not, look forward to the Paper Movies Novelization Book Club over at the Paper Movies Novelization Book Club channel, where we're going to be talking about Batman in just, 2 weeks. So, yeah. See you guys. Cardinal, take care, brother. Enjoyed hanging out. Yes, same here. Good night, guys. MK, peace out. Star Wars Timeline, night, bro. Madam Chat, have a good night, man. Good luck with the videos. Thank you. Bryant, VRM, good night. Luna, thanks for the live, man. Hey, thank you all so much for joining. Have fun doing this. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult doing it by myself, but hey, I love it. I love talking with you guys. Thanks again. Hopefully everything looks good tomorrow with the social media. Maybe Gina Carano is not fired. But we'll see. So